10:30.
KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, here to meet your urgent and emergent medical needs, whether they are COVID-19 related or not. Medical emergencies happen when you least expect them, whether it's a stroke, heart attack, illness, or injury. San Juan Regional Medical Center's caregivers are here to provide care to you and your loved ones. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. Wednesday morning here on KSJE, and it's time to take our weekly trip to the Encouragement Lab. There he is in the flesh, Dr. Mike Cadabaugh. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott.
Thank you for being with us. You're looking well.
Hanging in there, man. It's tough times for a lot of people, so we're playing for the four corners. It's tough times.
It definitely is, and we appreciate that. Thank you. But let's talk about what we want to talk about today, and that is our favorite topic, social media, right? But you have done a little experiment, huh?
Well, we're here. Actually, I realize I'm in a different room today. I'm not in the lab right now, but I've been in the lab.
Yes. Gotcha.
I forgot to, usually I shoot this video for my lab, but today I'm in my living room, so we'll do that. But I've been doing an experiment, which would have been I should have been in the lab to talk about this, but
right.
I've been doing an experiment on social media, and I wanted to see. So one of my great goals in life is to be able to, on social media, have a discussion with people that disagree with each other. And I want you to know I've pulled it off. I've made it happen, and I've got some really good insight to make it happen.
Okay. Wow. That almost seems like you've done the impossible. I'm all ears. How did you do it?
Malcolm Gladwell talks about the tipping point.
Right.
I spotted the tipping point, and I didn't allow it to happen. So I posted on one of my on the Dr. Mike Cadabaugh. People can go see this if they want. It's in the Dr. Mike Cadabaugh Facebook page. I posted something about my feelings about where we're at and what we're doing, and I knew that I would have people on there that agreed with me and disagreed with me.
Right. Okay.
And again, it's not, to me, it was more philosophical. It wasn't like you should be doing that, or we're going to protest this, or we're going to, not go out until 2025. I mean, it wasn't anything like that.
You made it non-political, it sounds like.
I thought it was, but I knew it would be still, people would naturally react to it. They'd either be pulled to it magnetically or revolted by it. Sure enough, the first person that posted their comment was it was dangerous, possibly dangerous thinking.
Oh.
Which is perfect. I was like, okay, wow, right. I hit a home run.
You weren't surprised. You were expecting that, I suppose, right?
Well, I asked for your opinion. I said, what do you think at the bottom? Because that was the experiment, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Will people go for this? Will they jump in?
Sure.
And they did. And here's what the magic sauce, all right? So this is really important, all right? And listeners of KSJE, I know many of you out there love discussions, and you think you're posting all the time things that can be discussed. And I see people that I know want a discussion, but now their discussions have gone dark. Here's the insight, is you have to be prepared to, if not defend, at least support the people that disagree with you.
Oh.
That is the magic sauce.
That's it, huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
And so go ahead. Yeah.
Well, so the dynamic is you have to think about, before you post something that you think is right, you have to ask the question, how do I want people to tell me that I'm wrong?
Okay.
Because the reality is most people post on social media and they think, oh, I'm the smartest person ever. I'm going to tell them what the truth is, right?
Right, yes.
And everybody thinks that. So they post it, and then they're shocked when people push back.
True.
So if you're prepared for, how do I want people to tell me I'm wrong?
Right.
So that when they do, matter of fact, the first thing I did when this person posted, as soon as I saw it, which was literally minutes later, I hit the like button. I liked their comment back because it wasn't ugly. Now, it was a very strong statement, right?
Yeah.
Might be, dangerous thinking. And again, I don't mind that because to him it may be. And actually I agreed with him. I said it is dangerous thinking.
Right.
Because I think thinking ought to be dangerous, but that's a whole nother discussion, right?
Right, sure, yes. Okay.
But what I did, so right after that, I had some people, to be honest, that I don't know super well, Matter of fact, these people probably will never listen to this radio show, but they might, because I'll share it on my thing.
All right. I hope you do.
Anyway,
Okay.
they immediately went after this person's post.
Ah. Okay.
And were saying things like, well, I'm restraining myself from doing this. And I said, I thank you for restraining yourself. Because this person that posted against me is a dear friend.
Right.
That's one of the smartest people I know. And we just disagree on some things, including this.
Okay. How'd that go over?
It diffused everything.
Aha.
Everybody got in line after that. Because me, the original author of it, was willing to defend someone who disagreed with me. That's the magic sauce.
Got it.
Far too often, I've done this, I know you feel like this sometimes when people have gone after stuff that you guys have done, is when people disagree, there's a piling on.
Right.
And that's what becomes the problem. It's not the interaction so much. Now, I get it. I was looking at another post from somebody I respect a lot. He was talking about somebody who she disagrees with a lot. But yet, the people even supporting her, she would have to go in and literally kick out of her social media account because they were so ugly. Even though they were defending her, she said, no, we're here to discuss stuff. And she calls them trolls. She was kicking out the trolls.
Smart.
But that's what we have to do. Is we're at a place now where it's troll behavior that can't be accepted, and I won't anymore on my social. I don't care if you agree with me or not. That's the problem. When we accept troll behavior. Trolls are that ugly thing that sits under a bridge waiting for somebody to come by so they can attack them, right?
Right. We don't like
That's magic sauce. Is we got to quit accepting trolls and say, look, I'm here to discuss. I don't care if you have strong opinions, as long as you keep it civil. As long as we're willing to discuss the ideas here, not the personalities. And that, for some people, is really hard. And guess what? If that's hard for you to do, then you shouldn't be discussing anything on somebody else's social media post. You shouldn't.
Well, from your lips, Dr. Hadaba, I'm going to tell you. But yes, that's good advice. I agree with you 100%. So thank you for that.
Well, just, here's the reality is I will not go on, and forgive me if you are one of these, I'm sorry, but I will not go on a St. Louis Cardinals discussion post and talk about why I don't like the Cardinals as a Cubs fan.
Sure.
Because I probably can't do it without becoming a troll.
Right. But you know that.
So guess what? I won't go there.
Right. But
so I'll only go to places, and now I'm not going to be that guy. I hope to think I'm the guy that's never been told I'm too ugly for something. But I'm just saying, you get my point? Is that, you will never go on, so you as a Buffalo Bills fan, what? You will not go on New York Jets websites and
I don't.
The fans?
I don't do that. But yes,
you just skip that,
true.
right?
But yeah, I think you're right. If we can
like
certainly.
We talked a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but
let them decorate their page.
I used that example, I think, this morning on the air, Dr. Hadabas, so there you go. Oh. But I think it's important just to remind ourselves that we can have a civil disagreement with other people on social media. There's no reason to get ugly, but it's keeping it civil and respectful.
Well, and the rules ought to be as soon as someone gets uncivil, is the conversation's over. It's not about that
that's
anymore.
Right. No, that's true.
It's now about, okay, no, we're not, you're going to call me names or get, threatening about anything, then we're done.
Yeah.
So.
I like it. Good advice and good for our sanity. Dr. Hadaba, thank you very much.
Because right now there are no great ideas, are there?
Well, that's a pretty good one. I like that one.
Yeah. They're just not, because it's new.
Right.
There's no great ideas when it's new. We're just ones we can try. So let's try them and let people try them and then go, okay, that worked or it didn't. And then not beat them up whether they were great or not.
I like it. Can't be any worse than what we have these days, so I like it a lot. Thank you, Dr. Hadaba.
You're welcome. We'll see you, Scott.
All right. Take care. That's Dr. Mike Hadaba. He is with me every Wednesday from the Encouragement Lab right here on KSJE, Farmington.
morning, everyone. I'm Megan Culliff, along here with Scott McMillan.
Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, May the 6th.
It is.
And here we are in KSJE, our local community information program about COVID-19. So great to have everybody along with us.
That's right.
So
on this wild journey.
It is.
It is a wild journey.
Indeed, indeed. An hour ago, I had Jason Sandell on the other show, my radio show on KSJE, talking about the Economic Recovery Council that he is a member on, representing this part of the state. So just a shout out to him and thanking him for being there. And then if folks want to watch that program, they can do that too. After hours, of course.
Yeah, not
now.
right.
Don't tune
now.
out now.
Don't,
no.
Yeah, not
but we've got a lot of things coming up today, including
yes.
talking about donations of plasma from COVID-19 recovered patients. That's an interesting...
Convalescent plasma.
That's the term. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that. Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be a drive to gather materials for our neighbors on the Navajo Nation. San Juan College is spearheading that. We're going to get details about that. And a surprise, I'll just say, for the end of the show.
You should, yeah.
Today.
It's like Donation Wednesday plus this surprise.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but
stick it out.
But we have our first guest, ready to go, I think.
Great.
And so he's on the phone. And let me get him patched through here. Good morning. You're on KSJE.
Hello, Scott. This is Tim Meir calling from Farmington BPL Plasma Center.
Yes, Tim. Thank you very much for calling in from BPL Plasma. There he is. And so we appreciate you calling in to talk about this unique opportunity for folks to donate this convalescent plasma, as Megan was saying. And so can you give us some background about what you do at BPL Plasma to get us started?
Sure. So at BPL Plasma, we're world leader in collecting and manufacturing therapies that are manufactured from plasma donations. And those therapies go to immunodeficiencies patients, in addition to other rare diseases that we, with the help of our generous donors, treat. So for BPL Plasma, this is our core mission. Our core value is to help patients with immunodeficiencies and other rare diseases. But now we're very excited because what we're doing is we're launching this new program to collect convalescent plasma from recovered COVID-19 patients in an effort to help accelerate the potential treatment for COVID-19.
Great. And so what other diseases has plasma-derived therapy helped?
So in addition to immunodeficiencies like factor 8, factor 10, we have a host of other diseases that we actually treat through our plasma. So the promise of a plasma therapy goes beyond only immunodeficiency, which is a wide range of diseases, too many to name. And they're very rare where they're mostly hereditary. So it's kind of difficult to pinpoint each one because plasma helps a wide range of those patients with those diseases. We can say that the antibodies that we collect from plasma, they have helped in rabies, tetanus, anthrax, hepatitis B, smallpox. So the promise of plasma donation has the great potential of treating all those diseases.
Right. So it's not even like fresh new experimental therapy. It's just we're trying to make it work for COVID-19, but it's a tried and true method that's been used in the past.
Well, not to dive into the science of it, that's not my place to go in, but we have seen this method being used successfully to treat a variety of those diseases. Again, smallpox, tetanus, anthrax, hepatitis B, in addition to factor 10 or factor 8 or factor 9, hereditary immunodeficiencies that are really life-threatening. It's not, at that point, it's not a quality of life, it's more about the survival of the patient, and we have seen that being implemented successfully, and we do have a wide range of patients that rely on the therapies that we produce. And we're hoping that the convalescent plasma that we're going to collect, it's going to go into that same successful path as those previous therapies that we mentioned.
So your BPL centers, I see that in New Mexico, currently there's one in Albuquerque, Gallup, and Las Cruces. Is that a case where if you came to Farmington and collected plasma, you would then take it to maybe the Gallup Center? Or are you guys going to set up like another makeshift center in Farmington?
No, actually, we're going to collect the convalescent plasma in our center in Farmington. The program is set to be launched at the end of the month. And currently, we're recruiting donors who have recovered from COVID-19 to contact us, because there is also a process in which we need to go and verify the eligibility for those donors. Our donor safety comes first, and we don't want to bring in anyone who's still in danger or doesn't meet that eligibility criteria that we have set with the help of the FDA and the CDC to come in and donate plasma. And so, the participation criteria has many details. I can share a few if you would like. And the first step would be to go to bplplasma.com/beat-covid-19. There's a short questionnaire. It's more of a letter of interest in participating in the program. And in order to participate in the convalescent program, prospective donors must also provide documented evidence of a positive laboratory test for COVID-19, complete resolution of symptoms for at least 14 days, and have a post-illness COVID-19 swab test that is negative. In case those donors don't have a post-illness negative test, they must be symptom-free for at least 28 days prior to their donation. And in addition to that, we're keeping our core eligibility criteria there for donating plasma, which they must meet. The ages are 18 to 65. They need to be over 110 pounds, and they need to be in good health and free of HIV and hepatitis. A health screening will also be performed at the center to ensure that all donors are healthy enough to donate on top of that.
Very good, Tim. And so, again, folks can do that, as you mentioned, from the website, and then can come and donate here in Farmington at BPL. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And they're more than welcome to call our center to get more directions and more tips on how to go in and participate in the program. And also, we encourage everybody to come in and donate plasma. The current shortage of plasma puts patients' life in danger. As we know, the shortage of plasma is caused by the social distancing, the curfews, and all that. Those patients rely on the plasma that we collect in order to live. Some patients have a quality of life. They can't really step out of the house because of their immunodeficiencies and the other rare diseases that they have. But currently, some patients are suffering from a life-threatening condition because of the shortage of plasma. So we encourage everybody to come in and donate plasma because of the situation that we're facing. And those patients are really faced with a grim prospect of not being able to survive during this pandemic because of the shortage of plasma. And that puts us in a kind of a situation where asking people for their brave donations, what we do is like 20% of the process to save those patients' life. 80% of it is those unique donors that come into our center and give us that gift of life and enable us in partnership with them to save those patients' lives.
Very good. And Tim, then obviously all these donations from the center here in Farmington, the others in New Mexico are going to be, I guess, combined through BPL's other centers across the country then to try to do some of this research or try to help out in some of these ways with the COVID-19 situation?
Not only that, it's going to be combined within BPL, but BPL has joined an alliance that was formed by the world leaders of plasma therapeutics to actually join resources in order to find a viable solution for this pandemic and reach a cure or a therapy that is going to solve this, based on the science and the experience that we have from previous experiments or therapies that we have with other diseases. So we have joined this alliance, and this alliance aims to manufacture an unbranded treatment for COVID-19, which is very exciting because you can see how the ethical part of this is that we have set aside, the commercial side of things, and we're combining our joint efforts and resources in order to resolve this issue.
That's great. And so when it comes to regular plasma donation, so not just COVID-19 survivors, but like the average person, because plasma donation goes on all the time, there's an economic incentive for the individual, right?
Absolutely, which we like to kind of keep that in the back end of things, because really the instant gratification of having someone's life saved by the donation is really the priority. But yes, you're absolutely right. We do compensate donors for their time at the center, and this could be a very good, complementary source of revenue to anyone who's suffering currently from the current, decline in resources and paychecks, or if they're let go or something like that.
Right. Very good. Well, Tim, thank you so much for joining us. We were just about out of time. Can you remind us again of BPL Plasma's location here in Farmington, and again, phone number, website for folks who maybe want to get more information, and if they maybe know someone who is a survivor of COVID-19 to take advantage of this donation program as well to try to help others in the country?
Absolutely. BPL Plasma in Farmington is located at 753 West Broadway. Our phone number is 505-325-9408. We're open 7 to 7 on weekdays and 7 to 5 on weekends. We encourage anyone who has any questions, any tips, anyone who they can refer for the COVID-19 program to call us at any time. And also we encourage everybody to come in and donate plasma, to help us kind of fix this shortage in plasma supply to help our existing pool of patients.
Very good. Well, Tim Muir from BPL Plasma, thank you very much for joining us on KSJE today. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for having me on the program. Appreciate it.
You are welcome. Stay well and stay safe. That's Tim Muir from BPL Plasma. And really interesting, because we were talking to the doctors just last week, right, about this type of research and what can be done maybe with plasma from recovered patients.
COVID-19 patients, right. And I don't think I realized that there was such a history of it being used to treat hepatitis and rabies.
Conditions, that's right.
And all of those conditions. Yeah, I knew it was used in the past. In like the early days, they would collect it from horses and use it for the flu. But I had no idea that there was this long-standing, which I should have, because I used to give plasma all the time. I never stopped and thought, where's this going?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
But good. But interesting.
It's very interesting stuff.
Very
I love
much.
it.
And, if our area could be helpful in some of this research and science, I mean, again, we're talking a lot about the push for a vaccine, the push for treatments.
Speaking of which,
yes,
push for vaccine. You want to hear an update on that?
I would love to.
Yeah.
Who's here? Do you have another guest? Do we have someone qualified to talk about
No. Pfizer's not calling in. But I just read that Pfizer, big drug company,
you have been reading. I'm sorry. It's you. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not an expert.
I understand. But you read something.
I read a reputable source. Yeah, it was one of the major national papers that Pfizer, the pharmaceutical company, has now started human trials for a vaccine.
Yeah. Great. I mean, that's the way you have to do to get to the.
That's significant. I mean, they're pulling down a lot of the barriers that usually prevent starting human trials this early. But I would assume that if you're a desperate individual, you'd want to jump in.
Well,
so thank you to those people. Yeah.
Right. So
that's cool.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that was big.
Good results.
That was breaking news this morning.
Exactly. Interesting. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And thank you for being so well read that you can bring this to the show,
I like to read.
Yeah.
You want to hear another interesting fact?
All right.
We're waiting for the phone.
I'm going to go. I'm going to say yes.
Okay. No, okay. So I had been
We talked about baseball yesterday.
Yeah, the North Korean baseball team. Yes.
Go Rockets.
The Rockets.
Go Rockets.
I'm so proud of that joke that I was like, I was hoping there was going to be another shot at it this morning.
There you are. I brought it back for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Set it up.
Thank you. So I was bemoaning the early weeks of this whole pandemic because I love Supreme Court cases. So I catch up on them as they're happening. And there's a podcast called Oh Yays where it's actually from the Supreme Court where you can hear some of the oral arguments. Anyway, they had taken a hiatus, of course, and they've come back, but they've come back remotely. So they're using phones, obviously, teleconferences, and it's just really interesting because for the first time ever, you can live stream Supreme Court arguments. So it used to be that you could read the opinions later and they might give some audio, but now you can watch it or listen to it real time. This is exciting for me. Nerdvana, as I say.
Yeah.
Yes, well, because it started just this week. And, yeah, so there's a
Now, I might be disappointed because sometimes you feel that people that you've seen pictures of but haven't heard their voice, and sometimes the voices don't always match up with the pictures. This is from a radio guy, has been in there for years and years, right? And so I'm wondering if maybe some of the justices might not sound like we would expect them to sound.
That's true. I mean, I've heard a couple of interviews from justices, and Gorsuch sounds exactly like you'd expect him to sound.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah,
well, there you
Neil
go.
is totally on brand.
I gotcha.
Justice Gorsuch. But yeah, it's just, now unfortunately the first case that they're trying this with, and we could presume it's kind of to like get the kinks out, because even the Supreme Court is not perfect with its technology use, and we're all on these learning curves.
Right.
But it's some sort of trademark case, which is probably not as fascinating as some of those more engaging ones, but stay tuned.
They do have several on their docket, though, that will be maybe more interesting.
Oh, they have tons on their docket that would be more interesting. And now the unfortunate thing is the rapid-fire question round. So normally each lawyer gives a 2-minute opening statement, then they each give about a 30-minute oral argument, and then the justices just like go to town, and it gets really dramatic, and sometimes they talk over each other and stuff like that. Well, because it's by phone, you have zero body language, it goes in order of seniority, and each person has 2 minutes to ask questions. So it's not nearly as exciting.
Right.
Anyway.
But interesting. Okay. Well, we'll see. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
That's good. Interesting. I'm going to look at numbers real quick.
We do have a caller as well.
Compiling. Thank you. Thank you very much. But let's take a look at the numbers. The light is on, and someone's home. But this was as of yesterday. We had another 107 cases here in New Mexico, 25 more cases here in San Juan County, 6 new deaths in our state, and half of those, again, here in San Juan County. Now, 62 deaths in San Juan County. The recoveries are up by 132.
That is good news.
That's 132 potential plasma donors.
Right
there. A 964.
We didn't ask him how much. I think
it's
3 people can be affected by a plasma donation. We didn't ask
just regularly.
Tim. Yeah.
That may be true. So there you go. And then the other stories that we want to pass along, again, those are the statistics. Again, we are getting this from ksje.com and from the State Health Department. The Navajo Nation did come out with their numbers late Tuesday.
Okay.
And so, again, 101 cases, no new deaths on the reservation, which is good. And so they were talking about, again, their support of the lockdown in Gallup. The tribal government was saying that they support those actions. And then, of course, the story about the lockdown in Gallup extended until tomorrow at noon. So we have that as well. So those are the latest numbers, ksje.com, under news, and we have a special section for just COVID-19 stories. That's where we update all of those. I think there's been a couple extra cases in Montezuma County if we take a look.
And the Navajo Reservation is going to be the recipient of a $600 million federal package.
Yes,
also
part of the CARES Act
this morning. Yep,
that's
part
true.
of the CARES Act.
I believe they only had to sue for that, but go them.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway. Let's go to the phones.
Good for them.
And see who is joining us. Good morning. You're on KSJE.
Good morning. This is Danielle Sullivan.
Hi, Danielle Sullivan from San Juan College. We're glad that you called in because you and others here at the college are involved in a special event going on soon, right, to gather donations for our neighbors on the Navajo Nation?
Yes, that's right. Our donation supply drive starts on Friday, and we're really excited to be able to help our community.
And so this is a drive for needed items for the tribe that they have kind of let you know that they are in need of. And so talk to me a little bit about what types of things are needed.
Yeah, so we've partnered with the Navajo Nation Command Center, so the tribal government, and they've indicated several needs, and we are targeting certain needs. So hand soap, paper products such as paper towels, toilet paper, and tissue. We know those are hard to find items, but they desperately need them just like the rest of us. Non-perishable food, bottled water, baby necessities such as formula, diapers, and wipes, and dog and cat food, which the Navajo Nation has indicated is a high-need item. So those are the supplies that we're looking to have community members and college campus members donate for the drive.
Okay, interesting. And so, as you mentioned, this is going to be happening beginning on Friday, and then there's a couple of dates too over the weekend. And so, this is going to be kind of a drop-off location, but I know folks here at the college have taken lots of precautions to have it done safely so folks can feel comfortable coming to do that. Can you go into some detail about how that's going to work?
Absolutely. We put a tremendous amount of effort into making sure that the drop-offs were safe and contactless. So first I'll go over the date, Scott. So May 8th, that's the Friday, from 3 to 6 p.m. May 9th, which is a Saturday, 10 to 1 p.m. We're not doing the drop-off on Sunday, and then we'll resume again on Monday, May 11th through Thursday the 14th from 3 to 6 p.m., Friday, May 15th from 1 to 4 p.m., and then we'll wrap up the drive on that Saturday, May 16th from 10 to 1. And the drop-off is going to be the college and our CDL instructor has donated time and the use of a semi-trailer, which will be parked in between the Western Classroom Complex and the Henderson Fine Arts Building near the pottery studio on campus. So the drop-off is directly into this semi-trailer, and we're asking for a contactless drop-off, meaning that if people come in with supplies, they would either pop open their trunk or hatchback, and people will unload the supplies, and everybody will be wearing masks and gloves and have undergone some training about how to do those appropriately. And they'll unload the supplies and load them directly into the semi. If they're unable to have us open the trunk, then they can set the supplies outside of their vehicle, and the helpers at the drop-off site will then approach and load them in the truck after the people are back in their vehicle.
Great. And so if I preferred to make a monetary donation, could I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Is this Megan?
It is Megan.
This is Megan.
Hi, good morning.
Megan, Danielle, Megan.
Yeah, thanks. I know a lot about Megan. I've just never met her in person. So
It's a treat.
Wow, guys. I'm going to stand taller today.
It will happen at some point. So, yes, Megan. So we're coordinating. This is on our Want to Help line. And I believe your organizations are in there as well, actually. And so we're coordinating directly with the Navajo Nation. So you can make a donation directly to them at www.nndoh.org/donate. And, an easier way to do that might just be Navajo Nation donations in Google, and it will pop right up. And that is their government website with the donation information on it.
Very good. And we're putting on the screen right now, Danielle, for folks who would like to donate or find out more about what is needed on the Navajo Nation. But this is a great event. Of course, San Juan College, I work here, and we know how important San Juan College is to the community and always trying to help our neighbors, and this is no different. So another question, Megan?
Yes, sure. So it is important, I think, to mention that there is a specific supply list, and I know that you guys specifically request bring items on that list, don't bring any other item because the list has been vetted, right?
That's right, Megan. So for safety purposes, and again, safety was the theme of organizing this supply drive. And so our safety team at the college looked at the list that's on the Navajo Nation donation site and selected items that they felt could be safely stored in the semi, in the sun for a little while, and not be damaged or not cause any hazards. And then that wouldn't require high contact as well.
Very good.
So yes, just want the items from that list.
Sure. And Danielle, I know the college is putting together its own list of college employees to be volunteers to go through some of this safety training to help out. Do you have enough of the college folks that you need to do this and to help during these days, or can folks who are part of the college community contact you or contact somebody to sign up to help on site?
Yeah, so for safety purposes, we are asking that whoever volunteers or helps at the drop-off site is a college employee, because we have a little more control over the training and getting them the necessary PPE. They're welcome to bring another family member with them, somebody who's 18 and over who resides in the same house. So we're really trying to get people that live together to be a volunteer team. But at least one person does need to be a college employee, and it looks like we're having a good response to that right now. But if any college employees are interested in volunteering, they can email Shirley Hosky or Laura Darrow.
Okay.
And they should be able to find that in their email if they work at the college.
You bet. Shirley Hosky and Laura Darrow are the two contacts to volunteer and sign up. And again, the dates again, Danielle, I want to get to that real quick so folks can know. This starts on Friday, and you're going to be hopefully loading up this giant semi-truck that will be visible on the campus there between the Henderson Fine Arts Center and the West Classroom Complex. And so again, you're starting on May the 8th, right?
Yes, that's right, through the 16th.
Okay. And again, not on Sunday, but most other dates are there, and all those items from the list of what is needed. And again, these are things that you specifically heard from the Navajo Nation, that this is what they need, and this is what will do the best for them.
That's right. We're coordinating with one of their volunteer coordinators, and spent quite a bit of time getting this set up and figuring out what the needs were.
Wonderful. Well, Danielle, thank you for calling in this morning and letting us know about this opportunity to help. And again, it sounds like you've really planned this out to be safe and contactless, and we can just drive through and pop our trunk, and the volunteers can take the things out of the trunk and get them in the semi.
Yes, it should be really easy to do, and I know so many people want to help. The whole idea for the drive started. First of all, San Juan College has a long history of supporting the community, but we really kept hearing from students and some of the challenges that they're facing, either by losing loved ones to COVID or having to work or be, working from remote areas trying to do classes. And we just felt like we really wanted to do something to help. So, and I know many of our community members feel that way too.
That's terrific. Well, again, thank you so much for calling in and for the work that you are doing on this project and all the other things that I know you are doing for our neighbors. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. You and Megan have a great day.
You too.
We will. Thank you. That's Danielle Sullivan from San Juan College, our guest here on KSJE's COVID-19 Local Information Program. This is what it's all about, local information,
what it's all
right?
about, yeah.
I mean, this is great.
Yeah, it is great.
Yeah.
And everybody in the community, it's important. Community leaders have really rallied around this, and they've said yes to our invitations, which is nice.
Yes.
Because otherwise you just keep hearing about baseball in Korea and Supreme Court.
Right.
All the nonsense that I fill my head with. But
that's right.
Thank God the community members have stepped up.
Exactly. And now you and Danielle have met, at least phonetically.
Yeah, phonetically.
So there you go.
I know. How cool is that?
And so,
I know. We didn't ask whether
when she meets you in person, she'll just lose it. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say she'll just be really let down.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to. I'm sorry. No, I wasn't going to go there.
Okay, cool.
You.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Exciting.
We didn't ask her whether I was infamous or what
Well, I didn't want to get into that. I wasn't quite sure where that story might go, but apparently she's heard quite a bit about you.
Quite a bit.
So
quite a bit.
There you go.
So
I need to do a few things over here to get ready for our next guest.
That's right.
But I imagine you have some other exciting news to share.
Well, I have news.
All right.
It's kind of downer news. Yeah. Well, this is on when we're talking about numbers. We highlight local numbers because that's our purpose on this show. But there have been some updates on national numbers, and this comes from the Johns Hopkins University COVID-19 dashboard. So, quality source there. And so as of Tuesday night, so last night, there are now 479 confirmed cases in the United States alone, which is an increase of 24,000%, a 24,000 percentage increase, which is hard for my brain can't handle that. And there's 71,000 deaths related to the disease, again, in the United States. And so this led Johns Hopkins to basically give a rough number that they think that 5.9% is the mortality rate among confirmed cases, but they caution that it most likely is lower, but impossible to know, again, because of incomplete testing regimens. So that's a lot. It's a lot of...
It is.
Yeah, it's pretty staggering when you think about it. It basically means that we're having like a 9/11 mortality rate every 2 days.
Yeah.
Is how you would phrase it. Or if you went to a college football game, you'd be walking in with the knowledge that 10% of you will die. So.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
So I see that our guest is on the air, though, so we'll switch to much, much, much lighter news, right?
Okay. Well, she is here. She's standing by, and we are going to bring her on via Zoom because, we're always excited when the technology happens,
video,
right?
yes.
And this, I believe, should be Amber Jones, right? Good morning.
Good morning.
You can hear us okay, Amber?
Yes, I can.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us. And you work for Farmington Schools.
I do. I'm an elementary music teacher at Esperanza.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us. And how are you, and maybe more importantly, how are your students doing with this new remote learning model?
I'm doing well. My family as well. The kids are, I think some of them are doing okay, and I think some of them are struggling. It's a whole new thing for them. And being home and not getting to go see their friends and go do, just go and do things is hard for them. And, I teach at a school where a lot of our kids, school is kind of their break. It's like they look forward to it. They need that. There's that teacher that they need to see. There's that thing that they need from school. So it's a struggle for some of our kids, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. That's for sure. I know that, I am, as an adult, going stir-crazy in quarantine, so I can't imagine, me as an elementary school student going stir-crazy in quarantine. So you've done some really cool stuff remotely for the kids, and I discovered Amber's talents through another music teacher that I know, James Golden, gave me your contact because he showed me a video of you... with a homemade bagpipe using a recorder.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys had me at homemade bagpipe.
I know,
Okay.
Using a recorder. It's phenomenal.
As an elementary teacher, music teacher, I teach recorders, and the high school teachers, James and Phil Mita, and the middle school teachers are constantly, mostly the ones that I work with, I shouldn't say all of them, but Phil and Chris Smith from Mesa View and Alex Olivas from Heights, not so much Alex, really Chris and Phil, give me a hard time about the recorder, how it's not really a real instrument, and it's just all in fun, just ribbing me.
You need to respect the recorder.
You do.
Because they teach band, but recorder is really, it's an instrument that gets kids ready for a band instrument with the fingerings and the blowing in it, breath control and stuff like that. And it teaches them to read music. But I thought, okay, I'm going to do something to prove to them that the recorder can be really cool. And I don't know if it actually came across that way or if I just looked like a big dork up there. But people kept sending me this link to build bagpipes out of recorders. Probably 10 people sent it to me on Facebook. And I was like, fine, I'm going to do it. So I did, and put the video up there. I didn't realize I had set the thing to public, and so it had gone everywhere. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. So then we had a thing on our learning platform for school is called Schoology, and I posted it to our Schoology so the kids could see it. And then they were like, "Ooh, can we make more instruments? What else could we do?" So then it kind of escalated from there with things to do for my kids that weren't just a boring, in their words, a boring music lesson. So it went to, I decided to make my distance learning for music more of a creative space, to take them away from, we have to do our math, we have to do our reading, I'm home by myself, I'm watching my siblings now, like all this stuff. I wanted my space to be that creative place where they could go and feel like they could just let go and do things for fun. So I changed my directive of what I was doing distance learning with, and just put up a lot of creative, fun things for them to do, where they're still getting music, but it's not so, and I'm going to say the word in their words again, boring again, but just something that they can do to be creative and let go. So we did the bagpipes, and then I put up a thing for building recycled instruments, and I had a student build a harmonica out of popsicle sticks. And I'm like, how does that even work? But he made a video, and it worked. He had
Wow.
wooden sticks glued, I guess they were glued together, and then these things in between. I couldn't really see what it was, but it changed pitch, and he blew through it, and the sticks vibrated against each other, and I was like, well, that is a harmonica, I guess. So it was really cool.
That's
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
Truly. So, do you have any instruments to demonstrate for us?
I do.
Yes.
These are just some that I made for the kids to show them, like, things that they could do. I rebuilt my bagpipes.
Okay.
I took it apart because I needed the recorder to do a lesson, which I
Okay.
shouldn't have taken apart because I have like 8 recorders here at my house. But
Right.
yeah, because I'm not music nerd. But
There it is. Okay.
I will blow into my bagpipe recorder here.
Can you show it to us again one more time, just so we can kind of get the concept
Like
here
hold
of
it up.
the
Yeah,
bagpipe? So
so-
you've got the recorder.
Okay, so it's a small, like, bathroom trash can size trash bag that I cut down even smaller because, oh my gosh, these take a lot of air.
Right.
Like,
Right.
a lot of air.
Okay.
So the top part that you blow into is made out of 2 like ballpoint pins that I took the ink thing out of, and then I taped them together to make it long enough.
Okay.
And then this would be the top of the bagpipe, and it's called the drone. So it just plays one sound the whole time. And so I taped off some of the holes to make sure that it played a pitch that wasn't really high and squeaky. And then this part down here would be the chanter, which is what you would actually do the fingerings on.
Okay.
I'm going to stand up because I can't get
Yes.
Understood. No,
Sure,
we
let's
will
do
let
it.
you do
Yes.
your thing, and this is
Yes.
exciting.
This is so exciting.
Okay.
All right,
So-
you go for it whenever you're ready, and we'll
Here
listen.
we go. Oh my gosh, could you hear that at all?
We heard it. Of course we could.
It really does sound like a bagpipe. I mean, it's a trash bag and a recorder.
It does. I wanted to learn a song, but I'm limited to notes just because the trash bag doesn't hold enough air to keep the airflow going all the time.
Right.
Obviously, it's not a real bagpipe, so.
No, but it's pretty close.
It
I mean,
was-
it's
it was
amazing
fun.
what you can
Yeah.
do.
And then I made these. I was trying to get the kids to do just simple instruments. They didn't have to make something that could make pitches. Just percussion stuff is always good.
Sure.
And so after Easter, all the Easter stuff went on like super clearance, and I got a whole bunch of stuff for like, I don't know, like 10 cents for a bag of these Easter eggs. Sorry, my dog's making noise back there.
Oh, okay. We
So,
weren't sure what
plastic
instrument
eggs.
that was, but okay, it's the dog. It's the dog. Okay.
She kind of sounded like a didgeridoo, actually.
Have a theme today.
Yeah.
Anyway, She also howls when I play the bagpipes, so yeah, whatever.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, so I made these egg shakers out of just plastic Easter eggs. I put rice in them and glued them shut, and showed the kids they could do that. These are really simple, and all the age levels can build something like that. Yep. And then that was for my recycled instrument project. And then I made some castanets out of a cardboard box, and I glued bottle caps to the inside. And so when you click them together, and I colored them because you have to have some color.
That's amazing. I love this. Yeah.
There you go. You could have a whole band at your house.
Seriously.
A whole jam session. I like it.
I know, yeah. With drums. But the balloon broke. I made a drum out of a tin can, and you take a balloon and you cut off the part where you blow into it and stretch it over the tin can, and then tape it down, so then you have a drum skin that actually makes cool sounds. And the tighter you pull it, the higher the pitch of the drum. So that was fun too. And I put all those videos up there for the kids to see. And then I did a different one without building instruments, but I found this thing on teaching you how to beatbox. And
yes.
Oh, there you go.
Is it the Boots and Kittens thing?
It's Boots and Cats.
Okay. Yep.
So it had let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different phrases that you could do. So you learn the phrase by saying it. And the first one was Boots and Cats. So you say it till you can say it really well. Of course, Boots and Cats is an easy one. And then you whisper it. So Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats. But then to get the real effect, you have to take out the vowels. So then it comes out. So you have that. That was your basic phrase. And then the phrases get a little bit more difficult as you go down. And I had some kids that turned in some really great beatbox videos. And they were embarrassed to do it. But then they were like, okay, I'm just going to do this because nobody else can see it except for you. So here we go. And then they turned out to be really great. But one of the phrases is to be born to be clever. So if you say that without the vowels, I can't do this one. Let me try it.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be as I'll do to be born to be chicken. That one's a little easier.
All right.
So to be born to be chicken, and then you would whisper it, to be born to be chicken, and then take out the vowels. To be born to be chicken, to be born to be chicken.
Okay.
Then you add some of the phrases together. So I'll do boots and cats, baboons and cats, and to be born to be chicken. We'll see what we get. Boots and cats and boots and cats, boots and cats, boots and cats, to be born to be chicken.
Okay. That could be our new theme song.
Yeah,
I don't know. Amber Jones.
Yeah, send us an MP3.
So it gets fun. I think I just spit all over my laptop. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's... Well, we are practicing social distancing, so we're okay.
We're
here.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're good. I didn't spit on you.
We are good. But that's amazing, Amber, and thank you for sharing that with us this morning. That's wonderful. And I can only imagine what your students think of all this when they see you making some of these videos and posting them online. And you mentioned homemade instruments and things like that. So it's just all about being creative and thinking outside the box, it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, I really had to, and I wanted them, like I said earlier, to be able to do something that was just fun and they could let loose and just be creative. And the fact that I don't just give them instructions, I do a video demonstrating everything that I put up. So if I can do it, they can do it, because I'm a 43-year-old grandmother with purple hair, and if I can beatbox, then so can the fifth
So
graders.
can all of us.
There you go. That's right. I think Megan was going to chime in.
There you go.
Thank you.
That's Boots and Kittens. That's Boots and Kittens. See?
Okay.
Awesome.
Or a sick dog. It's one or the other. I wasn't sure. She's got it. All right. There you are. Well, Amber, thank you so much for joining us and demonstrating your unique musical abilities.
Absolutely.
And your students are so lucky. And for other parents who are watching and need some ideas, I think some of these things that you mentioned are great for them to be able to do it at their own house, right?
Yep. And, I looked up, just Google searched making recycled instruments and a lot of this stuff. I just, I found it on the internet. These are not all my ideas. why reinvent the wheel when somebody's probably already done it out there for you? So
Wonderful. Well,
there's lots of ideas out there for parents.
There are lots. The internet is your friend, that's for sure,
Yeah.
and the YouTube videos for sure. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining us, and stay well, and we'll maybe catch up to you a little bit later.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You're very welcome. That is Amber Jones from the Farmington School District, a music teacher, Esperanza Elementary.
That's right.
So,
I mean,
how about that, right? What a great way to end the show.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think we have anything
This was-
better than that.
No. This was a banner. This is
Yeah.
a banner show. That was
So,
a good ending.
That was wonderful. But lots of great
I'm
ideas.
so impressed.
Yeah. You're going to go do that all afternoon now, aren't you?
I might have to make a bagpipe today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or the harmonica. I saw your eyes light up when she was talking
Right,
about it. Because
right,
you
but
play
see, I do
a
play-
regular harmonica.
I do,
And
yeah.
I'm thinking maybe some popsicle sticks in your future,
Yeah, because then I have an excuse to eat popsicles.
right?
See?
There you go.
It's a good day.
All right, everyone. We are going to wrap up the show today, but it's been great. We appreciate you being with us as well. This is our local COVID-19 information program, broadcast every Monday through Thursday on KSJE at 9 a.m. live on Facebook and YouTube. At noon, you can hear it on KNMI Vertical Radio 88.9, and at 5:06 p.m. Monday through Thursday, you can hear it right here on KSJE Radio 90.9 in Farmington and San Juan County and 103.3 Durango. So, until tomorrow, stay well,
See you later.
stay safe. See you tomorrow morning at 9, everyone. Bye-bye.